Hello guys, what is going on? I'm Nozza and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing a top 10, something which I've only ever done once before, and that was the top 5. So yeah, I'm going to be doing the top 10 moments of Avengers 3, which is Avengers Infinity War. So obviously, if you don't want to be spoiled, just don't watch the video. I don't know why I clicked on it in the first place, to be honest. So to stop this from being a super long video, I'm just going to get right into it, and I'm going to just give you a quick opinion and everything. And yeah, let's just go. So at number 10, we got Rocket and Groot meeting the Avengers. Just quickly in just a lot of top 10, there's going to be a lot of scenes rather than moments, and there's going to be a lot of meetings, because that is what this movie is. It's a lot of meetings, a lot of death, and yeah, so that's what it's going to primarily be. But Rocket and Groot meeting the Avengers, Groot being, I am Groot, and Captain America being, I am Steve Rogers. It's just really, really cool. And also the Rocket, like, in both Guardians and Guardians 2, obviously trying to, like, was stealing stuff and, like, buying stuff off people that are usually body parts. Trying to take Winter Soldier's arm is really, really cool. Next up, we have got Red Skull at number 9 in the top 10. That was interesting. Like I said, I can't remember. I think it was in my spoiler review. It was kind of a bit weird. If he felt a bit CGI. I don't know whether the original actor was backing on the movie or not, but he looked a bit too good. Maybe the prosthetics got a bit better, but I just can't see that being practical. But that doesn't really matter. It was cool seeing him. A lot of people expected it, but when you, because like, even though I watched all the MCU movies before Avengers Infinity War came out, like I watched them like a marathon, that I still couldn't quite place the voice until I saw his face. And it was like, oh shit. Next up, we got the Thor with his new weapon fight. It just, because they did a slow fast mo. A lot of people don't like slow fast mo, but when he jumped up into the air and then the clouds darkened and you saw his eyes, you saw his armor, it looks so cool. Even my second time watching it, I was in awe looking at it, and the Banner being like, "You guys are screwed now." That was so cool. Next at number 7, we have got the Loki death scene. Now, this is on here because it is the first death which I think will stick. I'm going to be doing a separate video on what deaths will stick and which won't. But I think it'll be the first death which will stick, and it was very brutal. Like, the 8 minutes, or it was like 7 minutes, was taken out the movie from various different countries, such as China and India. That scene, or how much they lingered on Loki, was 100% taken out, because that was brutal. And then it's being tossed at Thor. You know, I've already done I talked about in the spoiler review that it was kind of inconsistent with Thanos' character, because Thanos praised himself on being fair and being random with his killings. But that seemed very personal. Next, in the same scene, we got the Hulk and Thanos fight, mainly because it's the first time Hulk, and it was actually like an effect on the rest of the movie. It's the first time Hulk was properly beaten in a fight, because we've had him obviously beaten by the Hulkbuster, by Veronica, and we've had him, he was going to be beaten by Thor in Thor Ragnarok, but he's never been affected by it. You know what I mean? He's never, like, been emotionally scarred, because in the other fights he was never really hurt. He, like, it was knocked out in Age of Ultron, but he was never properly hurt. But with the second punch from Thanos, where it hit him in his neck, the cries that came out of Hulk was powerful, because it's the Hulk. So when, like, obviously that fight was just, it was important as well for the whole character, so that's why it's on there. Next, we have got the Gamora death sitting at number 5. Very important. Obviously, like, it was important for the Thanos character. That's the main reason why it's on there, because of the Thanos character. Like, it gave him so much death in that one scene, and it was also handled with such care, such dignity, such honor. And overall, it was just perfect, the way it was done. Then we move on to the Spider-Man death scene. This would have been further up the list if it meant anything, but it's already so high up just because of the way it was written. Being like, he's saying, I don't want to go, rather than I don't want to die. And he's trying to hold on to Tony like he's his father. And it's not just powerful because he's a kid. It's powerful because he sees Tony as a father, and where that leaves Tony is exactly in his worst nightmare. Not that he's a father. It's not like some Jeremy Kyle shit. It's more so that in Age of Ultron, when he saw that premonition that Wanda gave him, everyone was dead apart from him. Now, disregarding Nebula, because she's even less important to him than the Guardians. He's just thankful that she's not trying to kill him. He's on his own. Everyone has died around him, and he couldn't do anything about it. That was his main fear. That's what led him to create Ultron. And that's why Spider-Man being like, please, sir, I don't want to go, is so, so important and so powerful. For the third and the second top 10, there is scenes, like there's complete scenes, like the Avengers being Doctor Strange and Spider-Man and Iron Man meeting the Guardians was very, very cool. The spaceship scene was so cool. Where's Gamora? I'll do you one better. Who's Gamora? I'll do you one better. Why's Gamora? That was so funny. Even in the second screening when there was only like 30 people there, 'cause it was in the afternoon on a Thursday, it still got a lot of laughs. It was very, very well done. Some people are criticizing, including Chris Stuckman, who is usually a huge Marvel fanboy, has criticized the movie for bringing on the writers from the different franchises to write the characters. But why? Because even the tonal shifts in the movie were done to perfection thanks to the directing. So I don't really understand like the jarriness that people go on about. Well, Chris especially go on about. Like I don't really get where he's coming from there. Next we got the Thor Guardian scene. That was on retrospect, it might not be as perfect as I thought it was, but on opening night you couldn't have asked for a better atmosphere than that. And then coupled with one of the funniest scenes in the MCU, just those together, it was very, 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 very funny. And like I've said in a few videos now, you couldn't hear the dialogue for how much people were laughing. Finally, we move on to number one. Everyone knows what it is. It's the Thanos finger snap. That's it. No, that's all. That's it. The Thanos finger snap is the number one moment because it is the number one moment. Because even though people thought when Thor put the weapon into Thanos that it was gonna be like it was gonna be brought up that you're like, why didn't you just go for his arm? No one thought it was actually gonna snap his fingers. I had an idea at the start before the movie started, like a few weeks ago. I was like, he probably will assemble the Infinity Gauntlet, but at no point did I think he would actually snap his fingers, and that's why it's the number one moment. It's like WTF moment. And I've already done a video. I don't know when the video is going to come out, but I talked about why the cliffhanger is not a cliffhanger. I'm pretty sure this video is going to come out before that one. But yeah, stay tuned for that because it's not a cliffhanger, and I'd like to explain why in a different video. But yeah, that's kind of it. So hopefully you enjoyed my top 10 moments. If you've got any different top 10 moments, make sure to comment down below. And like I said, I will be doing a bunch of different videos on this movie in the next few days, so make sure to subscribe for that. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and all the good stuff. But no, then hopefully I shall see you in the next one. Goodbye.